Masturbate. Embrace who you are. Ah, yes. Embrace it.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna give you my personal tips on how to lead a happy life. I feel like, at least for myself, I have this down pretty pat. So I thought if nothing else, at least it would make for an entertaining video. And I also feel like I have different tips from the average how to be happy in life video, being someone with a little bit different views than the rest of the world. I actually wrote these down, so we have my phone here. I just wrote down the punchline and not what I actually want to say, so hopefully I don't fuck this up. My tip number one for a happy life is don't expect anything from anyone. I know you've seen this as a meme or as like a little picture that people post in words on Instagram and things like that, but honestly, it's true. This isn't a negative thing like, oh, if you don't expect anything from people, then you'll never be disappointed. Well, it kinda is, because that's kinda how I am. But at the same time, you shouldn't expect anything from anyone. No one owes you anything. Expecting things from people just leads you to be kind of an asshole, and it leads you to be disappointed. Not expecting anything leads you to take care of things on your own and not to rely on other people, which is great. And if they do happen to come through with something amazing for you or to help you out in a situation where they don't necessarily have to, it makes that gesture all the more appreciated. No disappointment, happier when people come through for you. Overall, just more positivity. The next tip is to put yourself first, and a lot of people do not do this. A lot of people don't do this for fear of being judged or being seen as narcissists or people who don't care about anyone else, but that's totally not the case. There is only one you. There is only one person in the world who's gonna put you first, and that's you. If you don't do it, no one else will. The only thing you get from not putting yourself first is worry, anxiety, stress, everyone else's problems and stresses put onto you. It might not even be a conscious thing, but people do use people who are overly nice and don't stand up for themselves. If something is stressing you out, if you need to take time for yourself, just fucking do it. You'll be all the happier, healthier, and more well-rounded for it. Not only that, but it's proven that people will respect you more if you respect yourself. Number 3 is spend more time on your hobbies. So many people don't have hobbies these days, or they throw themselves into their work and they don't have any time for developing their own personal special interests. If you like video games, if you like photography, if you like building model ships and bottles or whatever the fuck, set aside time for that. Set aside time to learn the guitar or do things that you love. It is very important that you have your own interests and don't waste all of your time working or on other people. Having hobbies is a way to self-improve, to relax, to de-stress, and to have something in your life that's worth living aside from just getting up and doing the monotonous 9-to-5 job. Even if you don't have a 9-to-5 job and you have a really cool job, at the end of the day, it's still work. Have things that you do just because you enjoy them. Number 4 might seem obvious, but so many people have a huge problem with doing this. Cut out all toxic people from your life. So many people just stick to toxic relationships, especially ones in the family. Toxic boyfriends, girlfriends, toxic moms, dads, siblings, friends. It seems like a lot of people put way too much importance on the time spent with someone, even if that version of the person that they used to love is in the past. Just because your mom gave birth to you does not mean she can ruin your entire life and take up all of your time and emotional health. Just because that friend used to be a really, really good friend 15 years ago, doesn't mean that you have to break plans every week for her 15th crying session about her 27th boyfriend. You have one life to live. Live it to the fullest, and living it to the fullest is not taking time and energy on people who aren't positive in your life, who don't make a positive impact, who aren't there for you and won't reciprocate that kind of friendship. If you're putting out more than you get back from the relationship, cut ties. It might seem selfish, but sometimes some selfishness is really good for you. Just go back to the step that talks about putting yourself first. Let it go. Number 5 is laugh and smile more. Laughter is the best medicine, as they say, and I really feel like it is. There's a reason that girls fall for guys who make them laugh, or girls laugh at a guy's jokes who they think is hot. If you're feeling stressed out in a day, hang out with someone funny, tell jokes, read jokes, or watch some stand-up. Laughing is literally the best. That's why I personally will always stand up for jokes, even off-color jokes, jokes that are too soon, because that is my preferred way to cope with the world. To mourn, to let go, to laugh in the face of tragedy. That shit is the best. Number 6 is spend more time with animals or children if you like those. I happen to not like children, but I love animals. Animals are proven to be a huge stress reliever. Old folks' homes, people who are stressed, have high blood pressure, who are in hospitals. That's why you see those people in places having animals. It just makes you feel better. Try getting a pet of your own, or volunteering somewhere to hang out with other people's babies, because babies also invoke that maternal instinct thing that makes you just feel better when you take care of them and you think they're so cute. And apparently everything that's cute somehow reminds us of our offspring, and that's why we think it's cute. So that's why I lumped babies in there, even though, you know, I do not prescribe to the notion that anything that's cute looks anything like a baby because, ugh, human babies. Hang out with animals because animals make you happy. They relieve stress, and they are so fucking adorable. Isn't that right, Eve? Seriously, since I've gotten Eve, I've been like at least 10% happier, and I didn't even think that was possible. Although I do hope that I die before you, because I can't stand the loss of her. She's so amazing. I love you. I'll let you go now. And there I am, back to depression. All right, so number 7 is never stop learning and never stop self-improving. Learning is a must. Learning things makes you so much smarter, so much happier, so much better overall. It just makes you a better, more well-rounded person, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you stop learning, you stop improving. In the same vein, never stop improving overall in your life. Improve your housing situation, improve your job, work hard to just better yourself overall, and yes, that also means bettering yourself aesthetically. Get to your desired goal, your desired body, your desired shape, your desired fitness. Whatever you want, just go out and fucking get it. Reaching those goals, or at least making small incremental improvements, makes you feel so much better, trust me. You're not gonna feel the need to judge other people or be jealous about what other people have, even if you haven't gotten to their level yet, because you're improving yourself and you're focusing on yourself. Again, going back to putting yourself first. I cannot stress it enough, so I'll just hit my tits so you listen more. Got it? Nothing wrong with self-improving. The people who try to tell you that there is, they have some weird moral standard, or they're not happy with themselves, so they're doing that whole projecting jealousy thing. You have one body, one life. That's 2. You have one body and one life. Make the fucking best of it. The next one is just don't take on other people's problems. You may feel like I've already gone over this one, but empaths, the people who feel everyone else's feelings and take that upon themselves, I would surmise that they're like literally the most unhappy people on the planet. Anytime one of their friends is sad, anytime there's a tragedy on television, anytime someone else is having a hard time, people are a lot more vocal when they're unhappy. That's why you see all the bad reviews and not so many good reviews on things. Why come back if you're satisfied? The product has met your expectations. But if it hasn't met your expectations, oh, you're gonna let the world know about it. So yeah, if you're an empath and you're one of those people who gets sad because you hear about something happening on the other end of the world that has nothing to do with you, or you take on all of your friends and family's problems as if they're your own, try to let go of that. Try your best to not let that affect you, or at least to put that into perspective so it doesn't control your entire life. You're not helping anyone by sending your prayers, or being sad, or crying about something. Make tangible differences. Send money and get it out of your mind. You helped. If a famous person dies that you don't know, but whose work you valued, mourn it, appreciate their work, and move on. Don't hold on to sadnesses, and don't take in other people's sadnesses. It's not your responsibility, it's not your job, and it's basically a form of self-harm. When you're a third party that can't do anything about it, it can be fucking torture. Number 9 is be your fucking self. Very fucking easy, except it's not for a lot of people. And never try to force yourself to be someone else or to be someone else's vision of who you should be. Whether it's a boyfriend who says you should change in a certain way, or whether it's society telling you should look or act a certain way. If you don't agree with that, don't fucking follow it. Again, one life, one body, why are you doing anything other than what you want to do? As long as you're not hurting anyone else being yourself, and as long as you're happy in your own skin, that's all that fucking matters. Do not let anyone else on the outside who isn't you, who doesn't matter to you, take away your happiness. Especially your contentedness in who you are. There's no one else in the world truly like you. Embrace who you are. Ah, yes. Embrace it. Number 10 is work in the field that you love. I know this is easier said than done. A lot of people kind of have to go to dead-end jobs in order to pay the bills, but always work toward getting into a job, into a field that you love, even taking a pay cut for it. Money might be able to buy certain things, but you spend most of your life working, so waking up every day and going to a job that you love, or at least a job that will get you to a job that you love, is very important. You don't want to spend most of your life unhappy. You don't want to spend most of the hours of your day unfulfilled. So if you're stuck in a dead-end job that has nothing to do with what you want to do with your life, work that fucking job to the bone until you have enough money saved up to start your own business or to try look for that dream job. You can fucking do it, and you owe it to yourself not to get into some kind of comfortable rut where all you're doing is the same thing over and over again monotonously until you die. Number 11 is think less emotionally and more rationally. Now, I'm not saying disregard all emotions. I think emotions are great catalysts for things like having fun, enjoying the feeling of being in love, even things that I really like to do like hanging out with animals or playing video games. But if you can mitigate the bad, the toxic emotions from your life, not only will you be a smarter, more clearer thinking person, but you'll be able to enjoy things like falling immensely in love with someone and enjoying the roller coaster of romance without going in too deep and ruining your entire life. A logical and rational person will think of things realistically, and they'll allow themselves to enjoy the emotions and fully feel the emotions without making stupid choices because of the emotions. Thinking more rationally will avoid things like getting super angry all of a sudden and triggered about nothing, being sad when you should really be happy. Don't fall down the rabbit hole of the echo chamber SJW shit. Think for yourself, think critically, don't listen to everything you hear, especially in the media, and stay skeptical about everything. The more you learn, the better you are, the more rational you are, the more you're gonna learn. And the less you're gonna be pissed off about what other people are doing. Because who fucking cares? Number 12 is learn to love yourself and be content alone. So many people I know are going out like just begging to finally find someone to love them. So many people think that happiness is contingent on having a partner. So many people are terrified of being alone with themselves because they don't know what to do with themselves and they aren't happy with themselves. You cannot truly love someone, and you should not truly love someone until you love yourself. And I know that's a tall fucking order for some people, but it is absolutely imperative. It's like the number one thing you need to do in order to have a happy life. However you have to do it, whether it's changing something about yourself or working on something, or just thinking differently overall. If you need to be more realistic about goals, more realistic about yourself, or just learn to love flaws that you can't change. If you don't learn to love yourself, you're gonna end up trying to look for other people to love you, but no one's gonna love someone who doesn't love themselves. You're just gonna end up in dead-end relationships, you're just gonna be someone that nobody wants to be around. And with good reason. If you don't think you're worth loving, why should anyone else? We all have flaws, we all make mistakes, we all have things that we want to change. The difference is other people have positive ways of thinking, and the things that they don't like about themselves, they change. You can do it too. And the hobbies thing and the working on yourself thing, it goes miles toward being able to be content with being alone. And the funny part is, if you like yourself and you're comfortable being alone, the more people are gonna gravitate towards you. Number 13 is so a Terra step. It is masturbate more and have sex more. So many people put this shame on sex or masturbation. They try not to do it. They try to do it at a certain time. They put so many prerequisites on it. And then they hide behind the fact that like, well, if they have too much sex or if they masturbate too much, then they'll be called a slut. Or they'll get STDs. Or they'll become addicted to porn. For a healthy mind, all of these things are not a problem. Safe sex negates all of the problems with STDs. Being called a slut, well, logical thinking and rational thinking just make you not give a shit. You're having fun, who cares? And that addiction thing, more often than not, it's people who don't love themselves, aren't happy with themselves, and have no other hobbies who get addicted to porn. Or they have some kind of underlying mental issue like having an addictive personality. A real one, not the one that people say they have. If you're realistic about what porn and sex is, chances are you're gonna be perfectly fine. Indulge to your desire. Masturbation in men has been linked to prostate health. Not only that, but both men and women secrete hormones when they orgasm that makes them feel so good and is actually a pain reliever. If you're stressed and you masturbate or have sex, you feel so much better, at least for a little while after. The more sex you have and the more intimacy you have with other people, the sexier you feel, the more fun you have, and the more stress relief. It is just an all-around win-win. And the less taboo you feel it is, and the less shame that you feel around sex, the more you'll be able to let loose and really enjoy the effects, the positive effects that sex can have on your life. Your sexuality is so awesome, it's the reason that we are here as a species. Might as well have fun while doing your biological imperative. Number 14 is work out and stay fit. Obviously, this is something that has to do with the whole improving yourself thing, but if not for any physical or aesthetic reason, you should do it for your health. Every time you work out, every time you get that runner's high, or every time you just feel like you had a really good day in the gym, endorphins released, you feel fucking good. So if you're waking up in the morning, going for a run, eating right, having some great sex, going to a job you love, coming home to your hobby, enjoying a good book by yourself, and then going out on a date with a person who isn't toxic, how can your life not be fucking perfect? Or at least feel fucking perfect? Also, being healthy and not being obese, watching your weight, not only is it great for self-image, but it's also great to keep the medical expenses out of your pocket, more money in the bank for those hobbies. Staying fit is all around just a great thing, and it's doctor recommended. And number 15, stop giving a fuck what anyone else thinks. People who are unrelated to your life, people who have no say in your life, who don't pay your bills, all the way up to people who actually are in your life. Fuck them. Do what you want. And in the same vein, stop judging other people. You'll often see that the people who judge other people harshly are people who aren't focusing on themselves and they're not happy with themselves. If you're busy with your hobbies and your great job and your wonderful life, you don't have time to go on someone else's page and post vitriol. And if you're a rational person, you're never gonna go on someone else's page and assume that you know everything about their life, or that they should in their lives follow your subjective morals. If someone says something rude to you, just brush it off. And what they think doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it's shit. All that matters is that you're happy and you're doing what you love. If you cease doing what you love or being yourself for someone else, especially a random internet hater, you're only validating their claims that you're doing something wrong according to you. You're letting them win. You're letting them see that it bothers you. Don't let it bother you. This might take some time, but you can fucking do it. I believe. I literally get hate every single day, and I can't remember the last time that I actually gave it a second thought. And last, number 16 is try to be more positive. And I know this sounds retarded, and I know overly positive people are really annoying and probably just coping with something. I'm not telling you to like have your dog run over and your mom die of cancer and you're like, this is awesome. I'm saying that there's always a bright side to certain situations, and a lot of people will let small annoyances or like a bad day ruin their entire lives. Don't let a few small things turn into a big thing. And you can always think positively, if not about the situation, about other things. If you're feeling down or if you're having a bad day or something bad's happening to you, make sure you weave in things that you like. Listen to some good music, take some time for yourself, take a nap, masturbate. Try not to think of what you have to do in the day all at once. I know that can often stress me. If I allow myself to think about, well, I have to do like 3 videos, edit 2, that's gonna take 6 hours, I have to do this and that chore. It can turn something pleasurable and something fun, something that I enjoy doing, into something that feels negative and hard. So thinking positively and taking it one step at a time, taking it one day at a time, forcing yourself to wait and see how things pan out rather than worrying, because we all know as logical people, there is no rational basis in worrying. If you can't change the situation, make an attack plan, do your best, and sit back and relax. There's nothing you can do by feeling negative emotions in the meantime. Worry and fear are natural triggers that make us be responsible, but we can kind of negate them with a little bit of rational thought while still planning effectively for any possible problems. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did. Let me know if you have any extra tips about being happy. And if you liked mine, I don't know, this is just what I do. I'm actually quite content with my life, and even when things are going bad or something's going wrong, I still know how blessed I am, and I never forget about all of the awesomeness that I have and how fucking lucky I am every day. Never forget at the very least that you have a life to live, and never allow any of the good things you have to go for granted or to start playing that like victimhood oppression Olympics game. Make your life the best it can be. Enjoy it as much as you possibly can and focus on you. That's it. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you more than I can even articulate. You're fucking awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Smile. Okay guys, so before I go, I just wanted to tell you a little story about the beginning of this video. Very fucking cute. So, I sometimes watch videos when I'm doing my makeup. I was finishing up one of those videos as I was coming down here to record my video today, and I was like setting up everything, and I set up everything, and I sat down, and I was getting ready to film, and Eve runs in here with one of her toys, and it's one of those toys that you're supposed to hold on a stick, and it extends the stick. It's like a Jackson Galaxy toy. Jackson Galaxy, you know, the guy from My Cat from Hell, or Cat from Hell, whatever the fuck. It was one of the ones like that, stick, and then like a thing of wire, and then at the end it had like a little ground prey is what it's called, but it's like a little centipede type thing, right? And she's completely obliterated this thing because she fucking loves it so much. So she ran in here with it all the way extended, and she's carrying the ground prey in her mouth, and she runs in here, she gets it caught on my fucking tripod after I've set up everything completely meticulously and perfectly, and then it gets stuck, so she runs back, and my tripod is on wheels, so it's like really easy to move on the hardwood floor. She runs back, and my fucking tripod flies into the wall, everything is ruined, and then I decided to play with her for like an hour, so it was really cute. Even when she fucks shit up, man, she makes my day better. Delaying my fucking video making and everything, but still the most adorable fucking thing in the entire world. Hope you enjoyed that little story. Goodbye.